everybody, I had a tutorial request for how I finish off my beaded projects like my bracelets and necklaces. And I do this just a little bit differently, I think, than most people do. Most people use, you know, their beading wire and then crimp beads. I've never had good luck with crimp beads. You know, I use the special tool, I do the, you know, the way it should be, and sometimes the wires still slip out. So I have found something that I like better, and they're called Scrimp Beads. And basically all it is it kind of works just like a crimp. You know, you feed your wire through, feed it back through, and then it's got this screw in it that you lock down, and it keeps everything very secure. So anyway, just kind of, I'll show you what I use when I do my bead projects. I use this Tigertail Wire 0.018. It's pretty thick. You could probably get away with something, you know, a little thinner than this, but this is just the one that I have on hand that I've been using. And for a bracelet, I'd cut off about a foot length, because you're going to have a little bit of, you know, cutting to do, plus, you know, whatever you want your beads on there and everything like that. So anyway, I have two of these Scrimp beads that I will be using. I also use these little guards. I've heard them called guardians, I've heard them called guards, I've heard, you know, basically it's just a little U-shaped thing to thread your wire through, so that, you know, that's where all the friction's going to be on your bracelet. So it just kind of guards this, and even though this wire, you know, this is made of wire, the friction will wear it down over time. So I like to use those two. And then of course you need some sort of clasp, and I just use these steel jump rings for the other side of the lobster clasp to latch into. When you buy these scrimp findings, and I get mine from firemountain.com, I think you have to get like a starter kit. This is the tool that you use to open up these screws on these scrimp beads, and this is really important to have, otherwise these aren't going to work very well for you at all. So that's what I would recommend, is trying to find like a starter type of set. And I don't know if it came with 10 scrimps or whatever it was, but yeah, so this is how I start mine. Basically you just use your little tool here, unscrew that tiny little screw just a little bit, and then I pass my wire through it once. Sorry, I'm out of camera here. Then I put on my guard. And of course I got butterfingers today and my nails are longer than usual. So that goes through the guard. And come on, go through there. That'll pull through. Okay. And then I move scrimp bead up, and I like to leave quite a bit of length to kind of float under the beads. If something happens and this does by chance pull out, then you have a little bit of buffer. You can see, oh shoot, my necklaces or my bracelet's getting looser. You notice that before you notice all your beads on the floor. So then what you do is you pull that straight up till it kind of all locks together like that. And then you just simply screw in the scrimp bead. Until it's locked in. It's important when you open these up to not not open them up so far that the the screws come out. These screws are so tiny, it's not even funny. It is very, very difficult to get that screw back in once, yeah, once that screw comes out. So anyway, so this is actually now ready for me to put my beads on. And I've got my beads laid out already, and I have almost 8 inches of beads, so pause with me 1 second and I'll grab those. Okay, so I have all my beads kind of laid out, and I'm just going to put them on in the same order I laid them out. Once I get enough beads on there, then I make sure that I slip this underneath all these beads. You know, like I said, I like to leave quite a tail on there because then you don't have to worry. Like I said, if you feel the bracelet kind of bagging out on you, it's like, oh, you can catch it before all your beads are on the floor. So do you hear that cat? She's still mad at me. Okay. So anyway, so this is about half my bracelet here. So now I will do the other half. Okay, so I did go through and I added just a few more beads to mine because I wanted it to be just a little bit larger. I do have a larger wrist, so I have all my beads on here now, and now we can start finishing off this other side. So you'd want to unscrew this side, this scrimp bead. I apologize for my butterfingers. Just a little bit. Okay. And then pass the wire through once. Oh, and then add on your guardian. Kind of pull all that down. And then before I pass that back through, I'm going to add my lobster clasp on, so that that's right in on the guardian. And then you kind of want to make sure you get it tight, but not too tight. You don't want it to be too stiff. You want it to kind of keep a natural shape. So while you're kind of holding all that down there, pass the wire through again, and then I like to pass it through several beads. Oh, and I got a crimp in it. Oh, shoot. There it goes. Okay, and then just give it a tug to make sure everything is where it needs to be. And then I just kind of do a preliminary screw in. Just to kind of see if I got everything the way I like it. And then I just kind of, you know, move it around, make sure that it's not going to be too tight, and it is a little bit tight. So I'm just going to loosen that up just a little bit. Oops. Okay. And now I kind of like how that's going to lay. So there you go. And then if that's where I want to leave it, then I will just lock it down. Okay. And now, as you can see, this thing is, I always give it the test. Is it going to go anywhere? And no, I don't think it will. So then what you want to do is cut off this excess wire and try to get it as close as you can in there so you don't have anything that ever pokes you. So that's cut off, and voila. Now I will just add the jump ring for the clasp, if I can find my tool here quickly. It's my chair squeaking. And these are, oh, I need another one. These are steel jump rings, so they're very hard to open. I actually need two tools. One to hold and one to hold and one to turn it, because they're so hard to open. And then you just, of course, stick that on there, grasp it with the tool, and then close it with the other one. And there you go. That's it. Finished bracelet. If anybody has any other tutorial requests, resin or jewelry or anything of that sort, go ahead, hit me up. I would be happy to do it for you. Alright, thanks so much for watching. Bye.